Me and Mrs. Jones, we got a thing going on and on and on. We both know that it's wrong, but it's much too strong to let it go. Oh, let it go, let it go, let it go. Now she'll go her way, and I'll go my way. Tomorrow we'll meet the same place, the same time. Me and Mrs. Jones. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shot him up good. Getting in my neighborhood. Shot him up good. Going through my neighborhood. Mm. Ah. A lot of things can't stand that kind of noise. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. May the power of blue argonite propel you. And for each and everyone who ever watches this, we send out the Virgia energy to cut through ignorance in quartz. So we sending you that energy. We send you the energy of the diamond that it can expand whatever you're trying to manifest. And again, we give you the virgin, the full fractal. So again, so you can cut through ignorance. And I don't want anybody to say that I'm fooled them and I'm putting out stuff without telling people, because the verge is in the sound too, baby. Come on, Salt Lamb, give me a little light. I can see the light. Can you see the light? There we go. It's in there. uh, Oh. All right. I'm too far back for some reason. There we go. Make that comfortable. I don't need to hear a crash behind me. Incognito. Put a little light on the subject. And there that bad man is. What do you say, Mama? There goes that bad man. That's got to some funny stuff. But I guess that is me in a lot of ways. For those of you that are new to this experience, this is the Chocolate Mountain Show, and I am your super funky host, Big Pontiac. I'm also the holder of the infinite sacred ball game created by the Hero Twins, and I am also that one and only Midnight Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and all the Chocolate Mountaineers to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to far as your thought can take you, neutrinos. And tonight we are drinking Michigan's Founders Porter. So pop them if you got them. And again, I have something that you don't have. I have the George Killian glass, some freaking cat hair. And so pop them if you got them for sure. And just look at that. We're going more with the darker hues tonight. The darker hues. Oh. And for the Great Spirit allowing me to be funky, we're going to smoke from the pipe. We're going to blow big stacks. Very nice. And we also are in the mood for Blueberry Lemon Gummies by, what the hell does that say? I can't really see it. Let me see, maybe here would be a better name. Trojan Horse Cannibals. 100% CBD, 100 milligrams of CBD and 10 milligrams of THC in each gummy. These were pretty decent. And I haven't even opened up these and went and bought more of these. Oh, Peace Pipe is still moving, grooving. To the Great Spirit, the source. Thank you. Whew. That one might have put me over the top there, everyone. So who's everyone? Brother PJ Allen, what is happening, my man? What I got in here, man, I got a little bit of some of that good monkey paw weed. I put some of that wax in here, but I had some of that monkey paw. So a little bit of everything. This is the wax smoking. All right. Whew. Enough of that. World is good. The Twins whooped the Angels' ass tonight, which was expected. We whooped their ass. 4-0. The pitching, outstanding. Again, there's no bragging and beating the Angels. The Angels ain't shit. So that was kind of my experience. I played pickleball from about 4:30 to about 7:30. Got about 16, 17 games in. I am in pickleball shape, baby. I'm in pickleball shape, and it's getting there. It's getting there. Oh, yeah, it's definitely. Your monkey paw was really good, but the wax is outstanding too. And I just put I just always put weed in this. I got a joint that I've had for a year. I got a joint in glass that I've had for over a year. I rolled up a joint last summer and put it in glass. I ain't smoked it ever since. Somebody had to bust that out. Hey, there she is, Sherilita. Greetings. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm pretty buzzed, Pretty cool day. My mother was put through a little thing where she was out of her apartment for 2 years because there was some water damage. And so she was able to get back in, move some furniture from her. She'd been bugging me all week about this U-Haul. So I go to the U-Haul place and they're like, well, we don't have any reservations for you. We don't have any trucks. And so we called our man Jake, and Jake, and my son and them tried to play me. My son and them tried to play me, but I got their asses. Because I told Jake straight up, I gave you $50. Well, when they went and got this other furniture, my mother gave him $50. So I know what they did. They tried to play me and I caught them. I'm like, no, fucker, you agreed to $50. I don't care that you graded $50 to my son, Jake. That was your $50. So they were like, oh, he caught us. Like, duh. I'm not going to pay you 50 when somebody else paid you 50. So, but joyful for her. She's back in her place. And I'll tell you, during the supermoon, my mother's place, the way the supermoon hits, because, the moon always, I mean, if you look, one argument for flat plane is definitely, why do the planets and the sun all go around the same ring? Like the moon is the only thing that does something different. The moon comes around this way, then it goes back around the other way. But the rest of them are predictable. All of them are predictable. You would think that, I don't know, they wouldn't be as predictable. They wouldn't come through the same path if this was something real. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think I'm a fair man. I think I'm a very fair man. I think I'm a kind man. I think I've been kind. I think I was kind my whole life. Yeah, I've had some times where, didn't treat people the way they thought they should be treated. Excuse me. But for the most part of my life, I've been pretty kind. Helpful. Should be messing with these every night. I'll be forgetting to play with them. The energy tonight. Like Brother Bomber said something that you definitely will experience the higher you go to meditating in the ethers. Even in the Zar zone, I'd say the Zar is not as thick. I don't think a lot of people can tap into that, but the way the experiences come and the ability to actually step into someone is different in the Zar than it is. The Zar is almost like kind of the way time is presented. And if you don't have the right timing, you can't really step into someone. As I said, the first time I did, I was only able to step into a lion. I was missing the people. But eventually I was able to step into a few people. And so it's interesting. That's why I find this, interesting. Hey, Silva, what's happening, man? Thank you for joining me. Like, I find it channeling. I don't get channeling. I can't say they're not sincere, but it's a type of possession that I don't know. It's a different type of possession that I just don't know. It seems too much and too easy to scam. Like a thing that was going on about 10 years ago was that I Am Ra and the Ra Collective. You guys can look that up. And that was supposed to be some kind of breakthrough for channeling. Wes Paneri talks about all that stuff, but I don't know. None of that resonates with me. I've been around people, the so-called channelers. Seem like a scam. Some of it seemed like a scam. It just really did. First of all, why would it? I don't know. It's just so many questions about it that just doesn't make a lot of sense. So you can look that up and see if that resonates with you or not. It doesn't really resonate with me. As I've said before, just like this stuff about aliens, they ain't aliens no more. They've been in this country so long, they've had multiple generations birth, so they ain't aliens no more. I mean, Superman was alien, but if he had children, his children ain't aliens because he was born here. That make them earthlings with supposed power. I mean, even the Black Panther. You know, the Black Panther was supposed to be, what was Black Panther originally? Grand Rapids? It's like Batman was in Grand Rapids. Did y'all know that? Gotham City was originally Grand Rapids, Michigan, before they shot it to Chicago. You know, it had Superman in New York, Batman in Chicago. But originally, Batman was in Grand Rapids. I want to say so was Black Panther. Black Panther was originally from America. He wasn't, you know, originally with that African shit. They changed that later in the later issues. So, and I do like what Young Ripper is doing. I don't know how he got my family name. One of his characters is named Isom. You know, my family, if you look up the famous picture of the Massachusetts 54th, you see Isom Ampey. That is my great, third great uncle. Would have been my great grandfather's uncle. He fought in the Civil War. So I wonder where he got that name from, because Isom is not a very common name. And again, it is one of my family names. I think it's ISOM. So I'm just wondering how he made that name up. Again, it's probably an American Indian name as well. Puckett is another name that we found. Puckett is, again, was one of the tribes. The sounds of summer. And y'all live in them communist states, got your children going to school in the summertime. The children in Minnesota are having a party every day until September 6th, which is still about a month away. A little less, but y'all in them communist states putting your children in the school in the summertime. I don't understand that. Well, there's my main man. Nobody's fool. Forgot to. He's talking shit all day, you know, hitting me with telepathy. You didn't introduce me. Well, it's better than being in a box, buddy. What, you want to not be introduced or be in a box? You could be in a box. If you was in a box, what you going to do then? Just be in the box. Be like, damn, it was better to be on the wall. At least I could feel things. But if you're in a box, you can't feel shit. So keep talking. You'll be a box clown in the box. Nobody's fool in a box. I'm just joking. Yeah, it's crazy. They already in school. Oh my goodness. Not here. They are going to band. Football practice has started, but not school. But they're going up to the school to play band if you're in junior high. But that's only an hour or so. So you communists out there that allow your children to go to school during the summer, shame on you. It's called summer vacation. They get out in the spring. They go back with 2 weeks left in the summer. Shouldn't go back to school before Labor Day. That should be a crime. In states like Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, we don't let our children go back because we have tourism. Doesn't California have tourism? Doesn't Florida have tourism? We have tourism in the Midwest. And so we got together and said, we are not communists. Our children don't need to go to school in the summer. So our children go back after Labor Day. Yeah, we have one of the positives is my daughter's having fun. There's no positive about that. She'd have more fun being at home than at school. Yeah, we had one. The positive is my daughter's having fun. There's no fun in a communist system. There's no fun. She has an illusion of fun. No, she probably is. Seeing friends, you know. I get it. Let my daughter go to one of the apps and pick out her school clothes. Where was it? I forget what app. She sent me some shit. It was like $300-400. Like, wait a minute, me and you was just at the outlet. You didn't like none of that shit. I tried to get you some polo shit. You didn't like that shit. But freaking Kohl's. Like, so you would rather wear this hoodie that don't say shit instead of wearing that polo hoodie I tried to buy you at the outlet. I don't really want to wear polo. So you want to wear the Kohl's like Nike, where it just like an inch of it say Nike right here. You don't even know it's Nike. The Nike is so small on it. Like, get the freak out of here, little girl. I'll buy you some LuLaRoe pants, 6-7 pair of LuLaRoe pants, and get you some hoodies if that's what you want. It used to be after Labor Day, though. Yeah, it's still like that up here. My daughter don't start till the 6th. I think Labor Day is the 4th. Labor Day might be the 5th. Might be the 5th. So, but yeah, but even though, you know, the summer is coming to a close, it was only 65 here today. Beautiful day for pickleball. Actually thought we wouldn't get it in because it was too windy all day. Whew. But got out there and playing, and yeah, the weather was beautiful. Weather was beautiful. Perfect day for pickleball. Every court was busy. We have 8 courts. Everybody was playing. It wasn't really busy where the good players. Again, I play with anybody. I play with anybody. Beginners, it doesn't really matter. But I'm in good pickleball shape. And I'm going to start hooping, I think, in October. They got a weekly thing, and I'm going to, like I said, if you hoop once a week, your body will get accustomed to it. So I'm going to start off once a week. I don't think I could ever play semi-pro again. I don't want to be that intense. But once a week, maybe every now and then in a lifetime, might be able to do it. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Brother Sean, how is it down there? She wants to be sharp like her father. Shirley, that chick don't wear shit I buy her. I'll be so mad. The only thing she'll I buy her is she'll wear the shoes. I bought her some Nikes a couple weeks ago. She'll wear the shit out of them, but that's it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Brother Sean. But how is it down there, man? How is it in your part of the world? What does it got to be? 9, 10 o'clock down there? No, we're only 6. Well, I'm in Central Time, so what do you got to be? What, 7, 8 o'clock? It's got to be in the morning in New Zealand. But thank you. Yeah. You know, I like this hat. The acid shit. I like this shit. This shit is silly. Everything's good, brother. Okay. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that because you're next on the mailing list. You are definitely next. Gosh, we didn't get to make it to the Crystal store yet. I thought we were going up north this weekend, but plans got changed. I'm very temperamental, but I'm very loyal. And I just asked to be treated the way I treat people. Hey, there he is. It's Winter and 5:30 p.m. Oh, shit. Winter and 5. We are that far. 5:30 p.m. Damn. I didn't know we were that far behind because you're talking about Saturday evening dang near. Okay. It's wintertime there? Well, come on. Brother Sean, see me Sunday after I hit this lottery, and I'm going to bring you up here in January, and I'm going to show you what winter is. And I'll buy you fur coats, too. So, bring people here, I'll get you fur coats. We'll go down to Burnham's, get some fur coats. There's my man. Oh, boy, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming through. I'd like to see what winter looks like in New Zealand. I'm sure y'all don't get snow. But, yeah, I'll bring you up here. But wow, 5:30 p.m. Oh, my goodness. It's too late to take a nap. Oh, and there was NFL Network had a couple preseason football. So preseason football ain't very fun. Don't watch much of that. Definitely. Oh, who came on here the other night said they put $1,000 on the Jags? Was that open this season? Because the Jags just played the Browns. Somebody came on here the other night said they threw $1,000 on that game because you can bet on preseason games too. So I don't think they covered. What did they show the other day? Or are they going to turn around and play pre-open season too? Is that what he meant? I don't know. But those games are stupid. The players don't like playing in them. Look like New York might have lost their quarterback. The second-year quarterback, they think he might have. Well, he's got to have an MRI. You know, I've probably had 30 or 40 MRIs. That shit ain't fun. They loud as hell. As I said before, the first type of MRIs was trucks. Trucks with the machines was in trucks. And so the truck would back up to a dock. So when you had your MRI, you had to walk out to the dock. And it was wintertime. It's kind of cold, so they keep you kind of dressed. Then they slid you through that casket, and you feel like you're dead because you got like 2-3 inches here, 2-3 inches here, your arms down. You can't raise your arms. Yeah, but that's how the old MRIs. Don't care who you was, that's what the way the old ones was set up. Didn't matter if you was a pro player, you had to walk out to the dock, and that was like 2002, 2003. So, excuse me. That's the way they used to be set up. And it's funny. I tell you what optical illusion is and the way the human mind works. So to get away from that casket feeling and having to sedate everybody that goes into MRIs, they put what's open MRIs. And so they put the magnets on the side of you and you're open up here. And it's optical illusion because it's the same thing. For the most part, you can raise your arms, but the way the machine, you got to kind of set still as it builds up and, but if you look at it as optical illusion, it's the same thing. It really is. But the way most people feel, they rather have like all this above you clear than being, in that little thing that feels like a casket. I don't know if y'all know who Chuck Foreman, the ex-Viking. He had a commercial about the open ones. And he's like, yeah, the time they tried to put me in that little casket. Yeah, I'm very keen to your winter. Our winter is just cold and heavy winds and mainly raining. Yeah, I wish I had a winter where it just rained. I don't mind rain. But that ice rain and that black ice is no joke. And you have to learn how to drive on it. You have to learn how to drive on it. Yeah. That's why, it's cool to work 30 miles away, half hour. Not in the winter. Not in the winter. One time, I lived literally 12 minutes from home. They predicted a snowstorm. They started letting people out because normal people that would get out, they let everybody out. It took me an hour and a half. No, it was damn near 2 hours to go like 3-4 miles. That's how thick, because they made a mistake and they let everybody out at the same time. So everybody got off work. They said a storm was coming, so they let everybody out. A trip that normally would take me 12 minutes took me damn near 2 hours just sitting in the goddamn car, inch by inch, because they let everybody out and all the highways is just jam packed. That's some frustrating shit. But that is that guy talking about 5:30 gotta be West Canada or something. No, he down in New Zealand. He down in New Zealand, Key. Yep, he's in New Zealand. Canada? Man, Canada is on the same time that I'm on, especially the parts of Canada that I'm near. Calgary, what is it? Alberta, all that. I think it's Central Time too. I mean, unless you go like Montreal, Windsor, you go to the Eastern Canada, then they more on the Eastern Time. But the part of Canada that's near me, they on regular time. I guess you talking about way up in Canada near Alaska. Time might change up there. But I used to work with a dude. His wife was from Australia. And I remember he told me he took a 30-hour plane trip. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't stay in the air for 30 goddamn hours. That would be too much. Shit, in the 80s, going from New York to LA, I used to think that took forever. Can't catch the light with it. Cali weed is what I'm talking about. Oh, West Canada. Oh, like Vancouver, up in Vancouver. West. Yeah, you talking about like Vancouver and north of Vancouver. From California, you can drive up into Alaska from California. That is more than likely the same route that Genghis Khan took when these natives came with no land bridge. They came down from Canada. Well, they came from the Russian steppes down to Alaska, down to Canada. They tell you they love the land bridge story. Well, we came from, yeah. No, Genghis Khan came into the Americas, and that's where they come from. They come from them. Dodgers rolling right now. Yeah, the Dodgers kicked our ass last night. Man. Yeah, Dodgers and the Yankees, that's what they're setting it up for. That's what it looks like, the Dodgers and the Yankees. The Dodgers, he's like, we scored 4 runs. They scored them right back and scored 4 more. And I think they beat us last night. No, it wasn't last night. It would have been Wednesday night, 8-4. But tonight we whooped the Angels' ass with the Japanese. You know how they want to push everybody but American brothers. Giving these Japanese positions. Why? That makes no sense to bring them in. But we killed y'all. Yeah, they did. That wasn't even a good game. I'm going to the Dodgers versus Brewer game on Monday. Bet. Nice. Hey, you know what? The Twins was showing where this next group of game you can get $9 tickets. I ain't paying $9 tickets to go sit in them rickety ass seats out in center field. Fuck that. I'll never sit out there. That shit felt like that shit was gonna fall. Every time a person would like walk downstairs, it felt like that shit's about to fall apart. So I'll never sit in the outfield. So, but yeah, that's what they're doing too. And that's the only sport around here that like football, you can't buy tickets the day of the game at the stadium. Unless you will call, of course, family. Basketball, you out of luck. Basketball, I think they quit selling tickets like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and all the basketball games is mainly at night. And so you definitely can't buy tickets. I mean, scalping is legal here, so you run into a scalper gives you some tickets, So Buxton and Mookie got to be the only blacks they pushing, kinda. We got a couple brothers though. The Twins got a couple brothers. I was interviewing a brother the other day. He had a good game. One of the fielders, maybe, but they was interviewing him. He's a regular brother. He got a walk-off, won the game. The game before they lost to the Dodgers. I can't remember who they beat, but he's interviewed that brother. Yeah, because he got a single and won the game. When that last game, they was at home before they went to the West Coast trip. Because I imagine they're going to play San Diego. Maybe not. Maybe they just all Americans. Then they'll go down to probably Texas. They'll go either to Arizona or Texas on this West Coast swing, I'm guessing. Have to look at the schedule. It's around here somewhere. Maybe in my fridge. Somewhere. But yeah, them seats, them rickety seats in center field is scary, no doubt. That sucks. I got to get Hawks tickets up. I can get up until tip-off. Small markets might play a part in that for y'all. Yeah, you cannot get tickets like football. Now, when I first moved here in the 90s, you could get tickets. Baseball tickets, you could still. Well, baseball's always been like that. But I want to say, could I get football tickets? You can never get basketball tickets though, unless you got it from a scalper. If you didn't buy your tickets early, you couldn't get basketball tickets. Again, scalping is legal here, so it'd be dudes out in front that you can get tickets from. But yeah, if you don't buy them during the day, you can't get them. You'd be out of luck trying to stand in line. Now, baseball's different. You can walk up as motherfuckers in the boxers, sell your tickets all day. Baseball is different. Slept pretty good today. Did get everything done. A couple things I worked on, didn't quite get it done. We got to kind of work on that, fix that. And yeah. I wasn't going to stay on here terribly long. Still debating if I want to go to work in the morning, maybe. Kobe ritual on that game versus Brewers. Dodgers became 81-33 and 41-18 at home. Then we played Brewers again on 8/24. Yeah, I was listening to my man, and he was, before I came on, he was talking about, how he was thinking Kobe was so much more important since they used him in so many rituals. I'm from New Zealand, brother. Yeah, he's from New Zealand. Yeah. Yeah. Where we in the morning. It is what it is, about going on 12. I've been in on here for 35 minutes, so what is it, 12:30 or so? So somewhere around there, around 12:30. But it feels good to feel good, if you understand what I mean. It really does. I've come a long way. Really have, from having to use a walking stick, cane, braces, to feeling better, to feeling better, moving better. Probably shouldn't play basketball, but I'm going to give it a try. I can still shoot the J. And now my son is 6'6", damn near 6'7". We can rough up some people. He needs work on his skills, though. He has very little skills. But he has a lot of passion. Can't say how much hustle. I saw a dude vaping while he's playing pickleball. I thought that shit was so funny. I see smoke going out. I'm like, God damn, why you got to vape when you're playing? Like I said before, my college football coach used to smoke on the sidelines. Can you imagine that today? In the fucking locker room between game, halftime, this motherfucker's smoking cigarette. He was like a chain smoker. I swear, my college coach would go through probably 2 packs. It's like literally from the start of the game, this motherfucker, that was his way. He would like one after another after another. I bet he had 2 packs on him. Kind of a nervous kind of dude. End up, I believe, he had diabetes. Then I think he died of heart disease in his 70s. I know he had lost one of his legs. But probably smoked his whole life. I don't think his mother smoked, though. As I said, I knew my college football coach's mother. Shit, if she alive, she damn near 100 now. If she's still alive, last I heard, she's still alive. So she got to be close to 100. We got another family member. She's 90-something. Still looks good. Still really looks good. She married into the family. I'm related to King. She married to the King family. My great aunt, my great grandmother's sister, married a King. And so that is how that part of the family is related. But yeah, it's like she married my stepfather's one of his best friends. So they're both, one's 88 and his sister's 90. So they both kicking it. I don't know if y'all fuck with Quantum of Science too much. He told a sad story. He said that his father's girlfriend has ALS. And some reason behind his back, her family put her in a rest home. Well, instead of having his father there doing everything, helping her, COVID hits, she's pretty much by herself. They put her in a rest home where she had no services. It was just senior living without any services. So his point was they put her in a worse situation where this lady needed help with everything, taking baths, everything. She needed help. Then COVID hits, you can't no help come anymore. So it was sad. She was actually worse off. Somebody was showing a video I saw, a few minutes of it on Facebook, where they showed, old people being abused in rest homes. Now, I understand it's frustrating. They work long hours, but you got vulnerable people. So saddens me to see stuff like that. People want to put their parents in what they can afford. That's the reality, because it becomes physically too demanding. That's the only thing. Most people aren't set up to be able to bring the help into the house, So it's easier to put mom and dad, 90-year-old people ain't easy to take care of. but depending on their condition. I'll say that. That's why being an athlete your whole life, if you can, working out helps you. No matter what you do. I like pickleball just because it's not hard on my joints, and I can still get my heart rate up. I can get my feet, I can work on my quickness, my hand-eye. So there's a lot of things that I like working on that makes me think. And that's the key. As you get older, you want to do things that make you think. Because with all these chemicals and the air and everything, that's what they want to take away from you. Because as long as you can think your whole life, I mean, you're tied into everything. And, take the time to meditate, to, know your voice. If you can't meditate, you don't know your real voice. And what I mean is when suggestions come in, you thinking that these suggestions is your suggestions, you came up with it. But a lot of times we have attachments that connect to us, and they feed in, they feed into the ego. And they get tied into the ego, you're open to that. So they come in and, you got an extra voice there. And if you haven't recognized that this comes in and attaches itself to you, a lot of times it comes out through emotion. I mean, of course, we've all probably said things like, damn, why did I say that? Where did that come from? Where did all that hate come from? I just wanted to break up with the bitch. I didn't want to tell the bitch I hated her and all that stuff. I just wanted to break up with her. And you're getting all this poison stuff that's just feeding into it. And that's what you got to be aware of. Because most of us get, we're very, the majority of the world is zombified. Zombies is awoke. I know I've said before that the zombies would be the hungry people. The zombies is just people that are just unaware. Just people that are just unaware people. That's what the zombies are. They're unaware people. Or, the backup players. When we have backup players in video games, it's the same thing. That's why saving God was kind of interesting. We got a lot of players that normally have nothing to do with it. And that's how life is. I mean, you can look at all the cars, like I was saying, stuck in the snowstorm for 2 hours. What's the odds that everybody in the Twin Cities is going to get out at the same time? The odds just aren't that great. So it just makes you wonder. It does. It makes you wonder, As I said last Monday, I go to work and it makes no sense. I'm watching people drive. Like we have a lot of double turns, a lot of double turns here, but we're looking at people double turn, ain't no double turn. And there was nothing impeding traffic. And it was obviously that gang stalking shit, because it was like what I watched, it made no sense. The traffic patterns that I watched made no sense. And I'm sitting there and there's no wrecked cars, no nothing. And the way the cars are going, it made no sense. It's like the way you can go into a store or go straight. It's pretty simple. But now I'm seeing people making weird turns, and I'm like, wow. And I'm getting up there, and I'm like, there's no accident. What did this? What did this? What's slowing all this down when there's nothing up here to slow down? So patience, as I said before, gang stalking is defeated by patience. You wait it out. So be aware of that kind of thing, wherever you go. How many times you go to a restaurant, you thinking about some Taco Bell, whatever the fuck you thinking about. Then you pull in there and, 3-4 cars pull in front of you. What's the odds of that? Now, the people in the area could beat you there. 3-4 cars beat you there. What's the odds of that? Not very great. So you see that it has to be kind of artificial. As I said, so many things come where you can see that The timing of this has to be, there has to be something fake in it. It's just the way it seems. And it goes back into what is real. Are you real? Now, if you're watching me, more than likely you're real. I'll put it there. If you're watching me, you can watch me more than 4 or 5 minutes, you're probably real. And, you know, I'll try to help you find other real people, because there ain't a lot of real people. They appear to be real, but you get to talking to them, you see that they ain't. They're not aware. That's it. Awareness. They don't have that awareness, because now they want to take woke and mean liberal. You know, they want woke to mean liberal, but what it meant before is the sleepers. You know, the ones under the fog. That's kind of where the sleepers come from. You know, wake up comes from Gnosticism. See, they got together to make it mean liberal. Woke meant that you were aware, that your awareness kicked in. That doesn't mean that, does it? Doesn't mean that. It means something totally different. It means liberalism. But even that, 2 parties. If you look, even when Hitler ran for chancellor, there was a bunch of parties. So how does this seem like a fair system? And we don't even vote for president. Electoral college should have been abolished. Been abolished. There's no way this system could have ever been fair. Now you can have the super PACs put his look at. They said Ross Perot spent $1 billion when he ran. I know if y'all don't remember who Ross Perot was, he dominated the airways. He had so much money that he dominated the airways, yet he still lost. How is that? How did he lose when he was constantly on TV? He spent more money. At least that's what they tell you. And isn't it funny? You know, all these super PACs and all this political money, you know who gets most of that money? TV. The TV stations, the TV networks. They get most of the political money. Does that seem fair? That's what the majority of political money goes to, these networks, to put on commercials, to sway you one way or another, because people have to pay attention to local politics. You can't complain about the magistrates. You can't complain about the judges if you ain't voting for that shit. If they ain't that shit magistrate, get with some people and put the word out there. This magistrate ain't shit. Don't vote for this motherfucker. This judge ain't shit. Don't vote for this judge. That's how you do local politics. That's all. No. I don't know why they think when I sit here it's time for them to eat. Crunching cat food in my ear. But I wasn't gonna stay on a whole very long tonight. I want to get my rest. As I said, you know, I'm kind of trying to hang in there, keep doing this, but I'm getting burned out of it, you know, to be honest. No, he played tonight. He played tonight. He DH'd when they played the Dodgers. He DH'd. Yeah, because the other dude missed. Well, he couldn't have caught it, but the other dude, where Braxton normally is a center fielder. No, he ain't hurt. He played tonight, and he played when they played the Dodgers. He played DH. He didn't play, but he hit. He still hit, so he's hitting. Alvarez is still leading the American League in hitting, so pretty solid. Rod Carew-like player. Not first baseman size, but some reason they got him at first base. I think he's a second baseman by nature. It's skill set, but they've tried a lot of people since what's the catcher's name? Mahler, since he retired. They've tried a lot of different people at first base. So Alvarez seems to be a better fit. But yeah, Buxton, you know, he's played quick. Hitting is still not the greatest consistent hitter, but in the field, he is a dog. He gives you a lot of range. He covers both sides and deep. So, not a bad player. Not a bad player. They got his money, having a good year. I think the Twins are still 3 games up, so. But the Midwest League does seem kind of weak tonight. It's funny when you look at some of these events from years ago. Look like you can look at these people, and these people, people that look like these people. Richard Pryor said, he saw. I know a lot of y'all don't know who Joe Frazier was, but he was in Africa and was seeing people that look like some Americans, which is not that often. What would help you not feeling burnout? I don't know. I mean, this is not easy to come out every day and to think about things to talk about and to keep it interesting. It's not easy. It's not really easy. This is a lull in the sports season for me. Not a lot of exciting videos in baseball. So, the manipulation things, don't make a whole bunch of baseball videos. There's so many games, so many instances, but I'm not sure. Because it just doesn't feel fresh. Slowly buying the equipment, but still, it's going to be, a couple more months before I can get everything together. So, had a little stumbling block. So, I don't know, JR. It's hard to say. Guards ahead of Twins. Guards are the head of Twins. I don't think that's correct. Because we are 56 and something. You're natural. Well, thank you. You saying the Guardians are ahead of the Twins. It ain't more than a half game if they are. It ain't more than a half game. I thought I heard they were still ahead of the Midwest tonight, though. And I could have misheard, but that's what I thought. Thought they said they were still ahead of the Midwest. But we're gonna make the playoffs. So that's the cool thing. But yeah, I don't know. I got like this before, where I took a couple months off. So. And every time you take some time off, you got to start building it back up when you start your schedule again. So, but thank you, brother PJ. I'll try. They 2 games ahead. Okay. Well, that'd be easy to make up. Unless Cleveland won tonight. Cleveland win tonight. Okay. But they still there. 2 games ain't nothing but a series. That ain't nothing but a series. So they still in the hunt for the playoffs and to clinch the Central. Central, I think they call it. So the Guardians ain't really that good. The Twins just brought in more pitching. So Twins get runs. Again, the Dodgers and the Yankees got great players. So, but thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. And that is kind of why I come on. For the people that here every night and check me out, try to give something new. It's like now kind of little everybody's tripping out in the family, but it's hard for me. And I try to keep a kind of vibration around me, and I don't fuck with just anybody. I got a few friends. I keep a small circle, and when I let people in, if they don't act appropriately, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? They can't act appropriately. Because if it was up to them in their situation and their work life and they drunk, if I had a friend and they're on the Zoom call and I'm all drunk and shit in the background, fucking up her business and her work Zoom call, it's the same thing. So if you're drunk and you're in my video, what's the difference? Then why are you getting fucked up on a Monday night? That's stupid. It's more to the game. You give that just talking about the games they give us for entertainment. You get what I'm saying. You drop jewels, and like you said, real ain't around much as you necessary. Well, thank you, Jay Johns. That is very kind of you to say. And it's an accomplishment, you know, getting to be 61 years old in a way is accomplishment, especially when you see so many young people that don't make it. I mean, it's just like face after face after face. As I said, when I moved to Michigan, and you know, it was relatives that got old, but it was like that first 5, 6 years, I couldn't tell you when I moved to Michigan in '85 from North Carolina. I couldn't tell you how many funerals I went to. It was amazing. It was like almost every other week I was going to funerals. My friend Thad, 24, 25, when he got killed, half his head was shot off. Another young man, my brother's best friend, drowned. But it was like funeral after funeral. It was like depressing. I went to so many funerals, seeing young people not making it. And my friend Thad, I mean, you know, he had it coming when you get in a game like that. Can't take no days off. You can't be weak. You can't let a woman get in the way of your business. Because if you're a hustler and all it takes is somebody else to have some drugs and your woman run into them, she ain't worth it. Let it go. You know, let her go. A lot of people uh, so I'm not, you know, a cold person, but what I don't think there's anything else to say. And you know, when my son puts his face in and stuff, you know, that's okay. He ain't doing no crazy stuff. He'll look his face in, but he ain't back there drunk, just cussing and being drunk. You know, he ain't doing that. I mean, I'm kind to people. Can't nobody say, you know, I don't get drunk. Now, I can drink beer every night. I'm a alcoholic in the sense where I want to drink beer every night. I would rather drink beer than water. But yet I'm disciplined to know I can't drink every night. It's not good to consume alcohol every night. Every 4 or 5 days, you got to take a break. You got to give yourself days so your system, you know, your liver gets to working. And not, you don't want to shut down because you're putting alcohol in it. And beer, wine is the easiest to drink, and wine is stronger than beer. Most generally beers is 6.5% is a strong beer. The average beer like 5%. Most wine is like 12%. So so you take this full, this is 6%. If you took this full, this would be damn near a half a bottle of wine at 12%. Pretty strong. Wine is pretty strong. I had a family member that, you know, died of liver failure because she drank wine every day for 20 years. 2, 3 bottles a night. And that don't seem like that's an alcoholic. That's not your standard alcoholic. You know, you get a couple bottles of wine every night and knock them out. That don't sound like an alcoholic. How many glasses in a wine or in a bottle? 2, 3 glasses. So you might have 6 glasses of wine. But yet those 6 glasses is at 12% alcohol, so fairly strong. Now again, not as strong as 40% liquor, of course. I look at my father. My father was, I mean, yeah, he drank beer, but he's also a lifetime liquor drinker. And he was the boss. And even though he worked for the city, that nigga kept liquor in his shit. That's why he always kept mints. His lunch break meant he got a drink. when he took lunch, that means he drinking at lunch. Because he was administrator. And he had liquor at the office too. Yeah. The people that worked in the cities, if they was in the street with a bottle of liquor, they would get fired. Well, we were supposed to go to Germany when I worked for Bittler, or no, Johnson Control. We were supposed to go to Germany. They wouldn't let us go because the plants we were going had vending machines of beer. They let them drink beer. You know, like, you know, soda machines, and they just didn't think the Americans could handle working in the German plants with, you know, being able to drink like that. They just thought Americans come over and just get fucked up in the plant. Now, knowing the Americans be like that, they see you drink a beer, they drink a beer. That Americans be all fucked up working around in robots and stuff. You can't. Easy to underestimate wine. It is. Yeah, my lady friend that was drunk the other night. That's ridiculous. No reason to be drunk. You can't come on here and say you seen me drunk. You know, where I'm falling out the chair, slobbering my words. Now I'll have a couple beers and I'm always high, no doubt about that. But you ain't gonna see me drunk. You know, knowing I gotta get up early and do some shit the next day. Just it's not a cute look. You know, being drunk on anybody's not a cute look. And it's abuse. You know, I refuse to be abused. I sat there with my ex-wife. Dumb bitch getting drunk all the time. Thought that drunk don't take away your problems. They still there. But I understand what my ex-wife went through in her life. She needed all those drugs to kill all the pain that she faced growing up. She was probably raped when she was 4 years old. Sexually abused as a baby. Didn't end until she's about 10 years old. And she's raped at 4 by somebody else. So I admire her that she's still fucking sane as can be. I mean, she's crazy in her own way. I couldn't live with the bitch. The bitch is crazy, but she's trying. She's trying to be the best she can be. Yeah. So it's not like I'm cold or I'm a hard person, but if the tables was turned, I would be wrong. I couldn't be in anybody's, being drunk in anybody's video or their Zoom thing. And not to say that this is that important, but it's important to me and the people that want to get the information. Be distracted by a motherfucker with a child mind. It takes away from the message. And it ain't me, and I'm trying to give some hints. Just chill. You can't take hints. I'm not a very forgiving motherfucker, Not a very forgiving person, I guess. And some people may think that's cold, but I don't really care. I ain't got no problem with my own company. I say women is like fish, You want another one, you put your line out there. You can get another one. It ain't hard. But it's not any woman. This thing. You got to find somebody special for you. And my ex-wife was the kind of chick that would start arguments so she could go out to the club. Well, I'm going out. Make up some fake shit, make up some shit from years ago so she could go out and meet some friends. Like, bitch, that shit that shit don't work. You want to go do something, fucking do something. Sit here and lie about it. Go do the shit. Take your shit with you, but go do the shit. Well, I'm in college, a lot of hard liquor in college, mixed drinks in college, and when I was playing semi-pro football and basketball, a lot of mixed drinks. Yeah, went through. I burned up a couple blenders. Once I started getting apartments, making mixed drinks all the time. Pina coladas, making daiquiris with strawberries and shit, kiwis in them. Yeah. So yeah, a little bit as a young person, college. But once I got out of college, really didn't drink liquor like that anymore. Like I said, the last time I probably drunk drived, probably like 01, 02, 03. My son must have been 4 or 5. I was at Peanut's house, and that was probably last time, and that was like 04 or 05. Maybe 02, 03. Boys was little. They were still babies. So lucky, made it home that night. Normally, if I have a drink with beer, have a drink with dinner somewhere, normally not more than 2. Again, I weigh 223, so if I eat a meal and drink a couple beers, my blood alcohol ain't gonna go up. I knew a bird like that. I just went and spent the night somewhere else. She came over like, you must have been sleeping. I just went and spent the night somewhere else. I'd rather get high. I like both. I like beer too. I like to taste the beer though. Can't really say the buzz is, the achievement, but I do like to taste the beer. I don't. I'll say I like the stronger alcohol beer because the other beer is too easy to drink. It's just too easy to drink. Like you get a Budweiser, that shit is just too easy to drink. As I said, I had a relative that ended up giving himself alcohol poisoning to the point where they had to drill in his head. He drank so much beer. So this dude averaged a case a day by himself. I told the story before. My uncle would take a 12-pack with him, drink that 12-pack by noon, buy another 12-pack, and drink that 12-pack by the time he got off at 5. Then he would pick up another case and drink all of that case, but maybe a 6-pack. And then he'd have a 6-pack to take to work, and then he'd buy another 6-pack. And he did this, for years. And it finally caught up with him. And he wasn't a liquor drinker. What gave him alcohol poisoning was beer. He couldn't stop. And all his brothers was alcoholics too. So, that's why they say alcoholism is hereditary. But I'll say this, of all those alcoholics that was in my aunt's married family, married into, none of the children really, a lot of children smoked cigarettes, but a lot of them wasn't alcoholics like the older relatives were. A lot of them aren't alcoholics, which is interesting. A lot of them had alcoholic parents, but none of them are really alcoholics. Some of them had the drug problems, though. Yeah, might as well just drink hard liquor if you want to get drunk. Yeah, I've never really wanted to. I never believed in functional alcoholics till recently. Oh, yeah, I watch cats. I watch cats that I used to work with that, like I said, Mickey used to work for me. And Mickey seemed like we had to work, when I had the contract for the welfare office in Battle Creek, seemed like it had to be open at 6. So Mickey had to be there. Mickey was the kind of cat that Mickey got up, because he opened up at 6, Mickey got off at 2 or 3. He got off early, maybe 2:30. And from the time he was off at 2:30 till he had to come back in at 6, he would be drunk the whole time. I'm pretty sure this dude ain't with us anymore. But he would literally, and he was not a bad looking dude. He's a little older than me. Maybe probably had me by 10 years, but probably drank himself to death because that's all he did. Is when he would literally get off at 2:30, get home, they would drink heavily until he had to come back in. I mean, literally, if he got to be in at 5, he's still drinking at 4:35 in the morning. So I know this brother ain't with. I remember I saw his woman. I was like, oh my goodness, you and them, but they can do it to you. They can do it to you. It's dudes that, they alcoholics and they can wait till they get off to drink, and then they drink the whole time they off. I mean, drink when they off. And relatives like that. When they was off, they drink. I don't know, just never. I don't mind scotch, but just to buy that shit, holidays, holidays. I said, I knew a lot of functional fucking heroin addicts. Hell, in the 90s, you could still fucking buy opium. Shit, you could put opium in a pipe like this. You could put opium in this. Opium be little balls, and you just put it in there, and you start lighting it, smoking it, same way. You look at the old movies where they got opium dens, motherfucker laying in bed, smoking some shit like this. They put it down. Matter of fact, they'll show the people that run the place hold the pipe up and light it for you. You ain't even got to hold it. They'll hold it in your mouth and light it. You just laying there so you can dream. Because that's what heroin gives you. It gives you really clear dreams. Almost like another life. It's so clear. Yeah. It's an interesting breakthrough that heroin would do. It really just breaks through, gives you that dream world, but really clear, like really clear dreams. So yeah, there's a lot of, I work, and dudes, when I work for the water department, a lot of dudes, only time they didn't get drunk was when they was at work. It's funny watching these dudes didn't sweat. Alcoholics don't really sweat. It was funny watching. It'd be hot in the motherfucker, 90 plus, and these dudes ain't sweat. And when they do sweat, they smell like liquor. So they'd kind of stay away from people because they knew that when they sweat, they smelled like alcohol because they drink so much. But there's some states that fuck, you know, like I said, it was in Germany, it let you drink. You go to lunch, you get to have a couple cold beers. As long as you ain't trying to get fucked up. Some places let you do that. Remember I arrested a dude, he was complaining. He's like, well, in Europe, they let you, you know, you can drink and they won't put you in jail. I'm like, this ain't Europe, buddy. How old are you? I'm such and such. Well, how long you been back from the war? Well, it's been like, it ain't changed, buddy. You got caught. You had bad luck and bad timing. So that's really what it is. As I've said many times, the energy of driving and drinking is really the same thing. That's why so many people get away with it. You know, the cloverleaf energy is a circle energy. You know, you guys know the you know, America's across the countries now taking down lights and putting up them, you know, more of the, not just the cloverleaf intersections or, you know, exchanges to come on and come off. You know, they take the traffic lights off and then they got the roundabouts. And it's the same kind of energy as being drunk. What happens when you drink too much? You get that feeling. You notice that? That's why technically, you know, you're alcoholic like that. You can really get in your car. Like I said, I watched the motherfucker get in the car. In the car, he did not ever put his, I didn't even see this dude start the car. I walk with a dude drink a cup like this of old granddad. He killed my uncle's bottle. When he left, my uncle had a brand new bottle full of old granddad. Marv drank some shit like this full. Smoked a cigarette. We talked sports. The bottle had this much liquor in it. I don't know why he felt he had to drink my uncle's liquor, but that's kind of how they used to do it. They would drink my uncle's liquor up. And I walked to the car with him because I wanted to see him drive after drinking that much. And I swear that little K car, he got in the car, put his seatbelt on, and I watched this car back up. I watched this car go for it because he lived around the block. He ain't lived that far, like 3-4 minutes away. But I watched him drive that, like that car looked like that car drove him away. Little ugly K cars, if y'all remember them. Yeah. Used to go to school with a fool like that. Motherfucker drank all day. Fuck yeah, what is the point? Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, motherfuckers drunk all day, you know, drunks. That not just drinking, drunk. Never got that. That drunk feeling is one of the worst feelings in the world. So I never understood that. Wanting to get drunk and wanting to be fucked up. I don't want to be fucked up. You ain't never seen me come on here, even when my old channel that was up since 14. You ain't never hear me one time on here like, well, guys, I'm fucked up tonight. Now I'm silly, you know. I do smoke weed daily, or now I've been taking edibles. Smoking a little more lately. Since I'm going to add this, I had to go grab some flour from somewhere. Call, get some flour in here. I really don't smoke a lot of flour. I'm going to get him to order me a new one, too. I'm going to order another one from him, probably a couple knives. That mother be making spears and shit down there in Texas. But a good brother. Good brother. These were symbols of peace in the Americas. I used to drink beer all day and pop Xans. That was a double depressant. Xanax, boy. I didn't mind taking them. My ex used to get them. I ain't mind taking them. They give you that kind of low feeling a little bit. Vicodins. Used to take Vicodin, Xans, Vicodin. All that kind of stuff back in the days, you know. That's why I get stronger beer, because you know you get that weak beer, and before you know it, you done drink 10 or 11. You know, that's ridiculous. Especially it's a hot day, you outside doing some shit, and there ain't shit to drink. You know, them light beers. That's why they like light beers. It's so easy to drink. You get this stuff like I'm drinking, it ain't as easy to drink. Not as strong, it just tastes different. You know, Pilsner beers is easy to drink, you know. women can drink Pilsner beer. Women tend to not like real beer. Pilsner beer, to me, ain't really real beer. You're getting a lightened down version. And it ain't less alcohol, you know. Just taste. It don't taste like shit. To me, that don't really taste like beer. But it's funny, like when people got wise and started selling pills. But Michigan is different than even now. They keep them motherfuckers high. If you need pills, doctors are signing off. Here, well, pretty much. But here, they used to make you go to pain clinics and shit, proving that you needed this stuff. It's hard when you're going through withdrawal. So I had some relatives come here from Michigan. They're like, damn, I can't even get the stuff to help me recover. Yeah. And where do crack people go for rehab? No, same places. You ever tried weed beer? Never tried weed beer. Nope. Don't know nobody that makes it. So, haven't tried that. Imagine though, I'll ask around, probably could find some. One of my friends, she was just saying that she makes edibles, and she was like, well, I don't sell them. I'm like, honey, we're friends. Can't you just give me some edibles that you make them? She didn't return me. She's like, well, I just make it for my family. I'm like, honey, I'm not trying to buy no shit from you. You make some shit, give me some shit. I'm cool with you. Hell, some people that watch me at nights, they've been watching me since my old channel. So, and I appreciate that. The people that come in to hear me philosophize. Having a wine cooler, that's what I like. Ooh, wine coolers is malted. Coolers is malted beer, flavored beer, really. That's what coolers are, is flavored beer. Like, remember Champagne? I know Shirlita remembers Champagne. That was really one of the first kind of coolers with Champagne. And they used to sell 6-packs, and you could get like a quart of Champagne. And it was like a cooler. It was like a cooler, but that's what it's called, Champagne. Older folks will remember that shit. And nothing but flavored beer. Like the Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl. Remember those commercials? Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl crashing in a house. And Billy D. Williams, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Colt 45 don't taste smooth. And Mickey's, oof. My son be drinking that nasty shit. Colt 45 and Mickey's. Like, oh my goodness. It was some shit we used to drink. They used to make it was called Canadian Ace. It was a gallon of beer. You get these big, they look like moonshine, moonshine jugs. That's what they look like. And it was like $2 for a gallon of beer. It's called Canadian Ace when I was in college. $2. $3.50 would get you a bottle of cheap vodka or cheap gin, 5 o'clock gin. We had $3.50. We'd get us a fifth or a pint of 5 o'clock gin. And we used to have midnight movies and shit where you could watch porns or you could watch Dolomite, watch Rudy Ray Moore and shit. Rudy Ray Moore would have like the husband would come home and catch him. He would jump out the window. And he was the only one that would do a replay. He'd like, replay. And they'd have him go back up and he'd be in the wife's room again, with the woman. Then they'd have him jump out. That shit was kind of funny. We used to get it on up in that movie theater. They didn't care. We carried bags of shit, liquor, beer, food. They didn't care. As long as we paid to get in. And then at 6 o'clock, when the movies get done, you see all the people that didn't have cars walking back to campus. We see girls, we used to talk to and shit, drive right by them, make their ass walk back to campus. We get in the car, we drive and play music. We look at everybody walking back to campus, laughing at them and shit. But those times go too quick, Mickey's is classic. Yeah, some classic nasty shit. That shit is so nasty. Oof. Don't like Mickey's. Don't like Coke 45. What's that other shit? Steel. Oh my goodness. Steel. That steel beer. My man from Atlanta, Gabe, him and my cousin moved to Michigan and wouldn't nobody, they ain't know nobody help them move. So it was just me and Gabe moved their whole house. My ex was like, well, they don't know nobody. You think you can help them? I'm like, not really. But I did. I helped my cousin. And me and Gabe got cool. That motherfucker, we both worked third shift. And he's like, come on, let's get a case of these steels. I'm like, case of steels? Like, yeah, they're only $1. There's like $1.90 each or less than that. Like, man, so 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm fucking drinking steels with my man. Smoking some weed. Drinking steel. My cousin, she had to work and we both work nights. So I'd kick it with him in the morning for a couple hours before I go home and go to sleep. That brother ain't with us anymore. He died in his probably 20s. Don't really know how he died of some disease. Brother Gabe, he was about 6'5", 6'6", big brother. Hooped in high school, hooped in college. But yeah, I was married to my cousin. I used to drink Brass Monkey back in the day. Brass Monkey, that funky monkey. I like Brass Monkey too. Yeah. That's Steel Reserve. Yeah, it'd make you drunk as fuck. Yeah, Steel Reserve some nasty shit. Oh, it don't even taste like beer. But back in the day, cousins, he was helping him move. He was cool, hanging out. He had a pool table. Motherfuckers don't, you know, when you buy houses and you see the pool tables in there, you know why they don't move them. Pool tables is hard to move. Once if you buy a pool table and you invest in it, you better plan on keep staying in the house because the pool table gonna stay in the house. It's just too hard to take it up. You gotta balance it again. It's a hard thing. That's why you look at new houses and have pool tables. They don't move them. The pool tables generally stay. So Gabe had a pool table. We'd always shoot pool. I grew up like that. I had a pool. That was the first probably game I learned was pool with my dad. My dad was a pool hustler. So I learned how to play pool early. I always like, he bought me a little, at third grade, I had a little pool table, you could take it anywhere. The balls was fairly big. Shit, the balls was probably this big on my little pool table. So I played pool my whole life. All the houses I'm looking at, it's funny, they got the pool tables in there, but that's why. That's why. You ever tried Four Loko? No, I've never heard of that. That must be a West Coast beer. I never heard of that. Four Loko. Nah. Never heard of that. The 40s was the shit. It was double deuces, though. Used to be $1 for a double deuce. And at one time, almost every brand made double deuces. Every brand. Damn near made a 22 ounce. Because it went from quarts. Went from quarts to 40s to double deuces. Now, 40s barely exist. Double deuces don't really exist. You hardly see those. I think the only one that makes a double deuce still is Guinness. Guinness makes a 20-some ounce, like 25, or it's probably actually a quart. But no, I've never heard of that Four Loko. That must be a West Coast beer. But Stroh's beer was probably the first beer I started drinking in Michigan. It was Detroit Brewery. I don't know if Nick Taylor's old enough to remember Stroh's Brewery. Probably so, though. He's only a little younger than me. I think he's older than my brother, or my brother's 56. So maybe my brother's a year or so older than Nick. Somewhere in there, they're around the same. I don't know if Nick's, remember Stroh, the Strohs. I used to know people in Detroit worked at Strohs, but that was the Detroit Brewery. It don't exist anymore. Hamm's was a beer. You can still find that off and on. Hamm's beer actually wasn't bad. Pabst Blue Ribbon, which actually don't taste bad. My son likes Banquet, them Coors beers. And do you know how much money people used to make hustling them Coors beers? Because at one point, Coors didn't make beer across the Mississippi River. It was in the 80s when Coors started, shipping beers to the West. But that used to be a hustle. People would go west and bring Coors beer back and then sell it, Never thought it was that great. Killian's was the best beer they ever made. But something in Coors, something in Killian's just don't agree with me. have all that. I drink Killian's, put all that gas in my chest, and you can get fucking feel like you have a heart attack, and you get gas all up in here. You can get gas all in your chest. And for some reason, Killian's, even though if it's not a very strong beer, but it tastes the best. Can't drink it. Can't drink it. And gas will make you feel like you're having a goddamn heart attack. You get all that gas in your chest. You start having them pains up in here. Even though, and this is another thing. So now my heart is here. My heart is like right here, basically. Like basically your heart is right here. But my heart used to be right up here. That ain't like that no more. The heart is dropped. When I was younger, the heart was more up here. Yeah, more up here. Now your heart's more like, right? Like if to get to your heart, they got to bust all this, they crack your chest open and pull you open and get to your heart or get to your heart. But our hearts aren't in the same spot, it seems. Now maybe that's a Mandela effect, but they seem like they're in a different spot. For locals are those flavored malt liquors that them college kids was drinking, getting, and rushed to the hospital some years back. Yeah, I never saw them. Yep, I never saw them. I don't know nothing about them. Yeah. It's funny, the liquors is all the same companies. I know somewhere sell that 5 o'clock vodka and that 5 o'clock gin. What's the Amsterdam? That's the cheap shit up here. Gin or vodka. Amsterdam. It's cheap. You can get damn near a half gallon of that shit pretty cheap. That's the cheap young people drink is Amsterdam. I ain't really much of except my ex, she was more of a vodka drinker. She was her dad was part Polish. They like that vodka. Polacks, they're nasty. Yeah, I don't doubt they're nasty. So, as I said, I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm gonna relax. I wasn't gonna go on very late tonight, but I appreciate the support again. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow again. Might be an early show. I don't know. I have to play it by ear to see if I feel like coming on earlier. If not, I'll come on late again. But yeah. Said I ain't got a whole bunch to say. But yeah. I want to end with this though. Don't let the times fool you. Don't be fooled by all these swirling events that go around. Don't be fooled by them. Are they real? And I think, again, you have to think when you hear these stories, what do they mean to me? As Super Slide likes to say, do I got to get up and go to work? That's it. What does it mean to me? I got some stories about that Amsterdam. Never again. You're fatty. That's all the young people drink that shit because it's cheap. It's cheap. But that's really how you got to look at it. You got to look at it as like, what does it mean to me? Instead of absorbing and wanting to argue and, be a Facebook expert, what does it mean to me? Does this deserve an emotional response? Because that's what a lot of this stuff comes out is to get you emotionally tied to something. And right now, gas here is down to $3.99. But again, every election, you always see the gas go down. So how can we keep being fooled by this? And you can see that the price was going down because, again, if you watch stocks, it's all futures. Gas is a futures invested thing. So the price you see now is not really reflected. When the price dipped back a month or so ago, that's the price we see now because it dipped a month or so ago. Now, as it continues to dip going into the election, the prices is going to drop. And then they're going to do us like Obama used to do us. Remember, after Obama would get elected, the price of gas would always go up 60, 70 cents. It was like during the election, it'd be low. But as soon as that fucker got elected, like the next day when he had the votes, the shit went back up. And that Obama was one of the biggest psyops ever. Raised by the Bushes. He's a person that's ain't who he says he is, comes out of nowhere, beats Bobby Rush. Bobby Rush been in that area for 30 years, yet he took Bobby Rush's Senate seat. How is that? How's a new person that just comes in, beats Bobby Rush? Now, I know Bobby Rush had beat him for a couple of years, but again, why would they vote for him? Bobby Rush been in there, and again, Bobby Rush is a sellout. Probably has something to do with with Fred Hampton's murder. He benefited, no doubt. Bobby Rush benefited from Fred Hampton's murder. Now, I ain't saying he had anything to do with it, but he benefited, and he got ears about this big. His ears is bigger than motherfucker. They say your ears never. But you see Bobby Rush now, he got them Dumbo ass ears. Probably flies around his house the minute it's so big. So. And Obama did the same thing them Bushes did, snatching people off the streets. They should make a movie about that, how Obama and the Bushes was snatching motherfuckers left and right around the world. They went after him. I mean, Obama had the ultimate power. In his first term, he had both House and Senate. And then they had the teabaggers came in and they broke it up, like we're about to see. So they can get excused. Well, we don't have it anywhere, so we can't win right now. We can't get things done. Obama was the biggest joke to melanated people ever. And I remember dating women, and you can't say nothing about my black president. All the comedians had to speak about it. Same way, when I was seeing comedians and I said, maybe on this station, probably the other channel, why you got to talk about him? Why you got to talk about Trump? That's what I understand. You telling jokes. Why is Trump coming up? It's almost like they programmed to tell about it, Dumbo ass ears. Yeah, Bobby Rush got some big ass ears. Look him up. Look Bobby Rush up right now. You see what I'm saying. That nigga. And Bobby Rush has got to be probably 70, 71. That motherfucker ears is like his ears are so big they lean on his shoulders. You see how long my ears from my shoulders are? Bobby Rush ears and his shoulders is like, his ears are so big they rest on his shoulders. Look him up. Look up Bobby Rush. See what I'm saying. That motherfucker got ears like that. And he's only about 10 years older than me. He do got Dumbo ears like a motherfucker. But he's a puppet. But he was alive. Why didn't they kill Bobby Rush? They so quick to kill Fred Hampton. Why wasn't Bobby Rush next? He was number 2 in charge. Same way like Farrakhan. Why didn't they kill Farrakhan? Why didn't they kill Elijah Muhammad? If they thought the black Muslims were so dangerous, they killed Malcolm. Why didn't they kill Elijah Muhammad? Because he worked for them people. So did Farrakhan. And to show how desperate Farrakhan is, he's a Q and a Mason. You think Elijah Muhammad, who was probably a Mason too, but do you think he ever admitted that he was a Mason? Probably not. But the Nation of Islam is like a lot of these other religions. They're desperate to get people. So if they don't start changing their ways, they ain't going to get people. Ain't so many brothers growing up wanting to be in the Nation of Islam. My cousin wasted his career at DePaul because he wanted to be with Farrakhan. And he got a degree, I think. He got a degree. I don't know. He's been with the Nation for 30 years, though. He's the mayor of Benton Harbor. He does a few other things. I know he's selling cars because I can't imagine the mayor makes a lot of money in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Small little community. But he's still up under Farrakhan. So I don't really see where it benefits me. Again, I don't know. I doubt he graduated from DePaul. I think he just hooped. I had 2 cousins. The other cousin was 2 of my cousins played at DePaul at the same time. Will Macon. Will is out of Pittsburgh, and then Marcus Singer was out of Benton Harbor. They both of my cousins played at DePaul. Marcus is my first cousin, my aunt's son. He's about 6'4", 6'5", could shoot. Wasn't as athletic as me, couldn't jump as high as me. Better shooter. Hell, my cousin Stephen Key, way better shooter than me. But they couldn't dunk on people like me. They didn't have them 47 inches straight up. None of them had that. So I put myself above all them because they was taller than me, but they wasn't good as me. So I still think I'm the best player that came out of all my family. As far as hooper, Now, I had another cousin that great high school player, never played a minute lick of college, but a great high school player. He has one of the top rushing seasons of a high school player in the history of Michigan. He had something like 300 yards in one game, something like that. It's like Herschel Walker, I think, had something like 500 yards rushing. I think he has the all-time high school single game record, something like 3 to 500 yards rushing. You can look this up. My cousin has a plaque, and he was like only behind Herschel as far as individual high school rushing. But again, never got the chance to play in college. But what does that mean? Because I was the best athlete. What does that mean? What does that mean? None of my children took after me. Maybe my daughter, but my youngest daughter, but none of the boys really, didn't have that killer. My 27-year-old played just because for me. He didn't play for himself. He played for me, which is sad. He never had that killer. When I walked in the gym, I was like, till I was damn near 50 and tore my shit, I was like, I ain't being stopped. He ain't had that. If he played against better people, he played better. If he played against weak people, he played weak. He didn't have that. I don't give a fuck if I'm playing against weak competition. I'm gonna dominate this weak competition. He never really had that. That's good. I'm not giving any of my children to the beach like that. They're not going to be taken out like that. They're not going to be put in the system like that. So as much as I wanted that for them, it's better that they didn't get it. Good name. There's CWE, Yankees fan. Judge nicknamed the great Judge Gino. Yankees fan. We got a Yankees fan. At least your boy ain't here. SD, I know he's watching. He lurking out there somewhere. SD, do we have to say it? The Red Sox ain't going to make the playoffs, buddy. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the play-in. Your best bet is to get ready for next year. So, Judge. Yankees. But we know about Judge and Stanton. Don't throw them the curve because they can't hit it. So that's why they get all them gopher balls, because they can't hit the curves. Red Sox beat the Yankees, but they last place. Yeah. It ain't taking them anywhere. They can win. Did they win the series or did they just win the game? See, they ain't going nowhere. So SD, your dreams, your hopes better be on Miami. You're a Miami guy. Your hopes and dreams better be Miami, because you're staying in last place. Yeah, they just won a game. That's what I saw. They ain't win the series yet, so that's just a game. They got probably a 3-game series. Matter of fact, it might be even a 4-game series because they're so close together. So we'll see how many they can win in a row. They're not going to win a lot in a row. But all I know is that Twins won tonight. We hammered the Angels 4-0. It was a very good game to watch. I had fun watching it. But one young man was his first home run of the season, and you're like, why tonight? Another young man, it was like his 3rd or 4th home run. These dudes don't usually hit home runs. And I'm like, don't know about that. But that's how they do it. That's how they do it. So, but yeah, CW, I know they only won 1 game. They ain't going to make it. They are not going to make it. And that means SD's going to have to send me a Red Sox hat, which I like it. My name is Brian, so I like anything with a B. My last name is Macon, so B and M's. That's why I like the Minnesota Twins hats with the M's on it, because M stands for my last name. My mother calls me by my nickname, so all her friends want to call me by my nickname, and I like pretty much told them all, you're family friends, but this is a family name. If I hear an 80-year-old person call me that, that's okay, and they're related to me. But new people, I don't tell them my nickname. Call them by my name. You gave me the name, God damn it, make these people use it. It's just you grow up out of nicknames. That's all. That's all. How you feel about Corella possibly leaving the Twins? It was kind of I don't know. I thought his deal tied him up. Another year or two, but I could be wrong. He ain't been playing great baseball. He has not been playing great. Decent in the field, but he has not been playing great. He has not been playing great. But if he helps us win the division this year, right the fuck on. So, but he hasn't really been playing great at all. He's been playing subpar. He didn't make the All-Star game, I do not think. I don't even think Buxton made. I think Alvarez was the only one that made it. And that was only because he was fucking leading the league in hitting. They damn sure didn't want him. I don't think Buxton played an All-Star game, did he? Or did he make it? I don't remember. I didn't watch it. I forgot about this shit. I ain't watch it. But Carrera is still under his deal. So I don't know how, yeah. I want to say shit. Carrera signed a big deal. So it's going to be interesting how, but again, shortstop, he's fairly easy to replace. They got a young dude that's been, when he was hurt a few games that played, that was pretty decent. They sent him back down to Rochester, but he was a pretty decent hitter, shortstop. So, yeah, we ain't going to miss him. He ain't really, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of his deal. So I think he's going to be tied here at least two, this year, next year, and the year after, I thought was his deal. We'll see. Judge has 46 homers. Yeah. Beautiful. I don't have on socks. I'm wearing slides. 13. I wear 13. Sound like you're trolling, but I wear 13s. Nobody, well, yeah, nobody will pay him big money. That's what I'm saying. I think this deal he signed, I want to say he signed his extension with Houston, and I think he's still under that extension. I think. I could be wrong, but I believe I think they've got him tied up next year after. So, but he hasn't been playing that great. So if they got rid of him, wouldn't be surprised. He hasn't really helped. He got hurt. Remember, he was hurt for the All-Star game. He was hurt for a couple weeks. So, but yeah, nobody's going to give him the money he wants. Only me. Are you trolling? Only me. I'm a 61-year-old man, and yes, I am sexy and handsome and all that. But, you know, and well kept for my age. Man, I could show you. I have a friend that from Kalamazoo, and her brother's a year younger than me. And I know hers. I know she shoot her face up with Botox. Because it's funny seeing all these women and all their faces ain't got no wrinkles. It's like, that ain't even real. You're 40 years older than me. You're 40 years older than me. Okay. You around my son Cameron's age. He just turned 21. So I was 40. I'm 40 years older than him. The one you see that lives with me, I'm 41 years older than him. I'm 50 years older than my young daughter. She's just turned 11. My 16-year-old, I'm 44, 45 years older than her. Now, my oldest daughter, let me see, my son, a couple weeks turns 33. So I think she'll turn 31 or 32 in December. So she was born, but I was, still in my late 20s. I love to see a dominant master like you wearing the socks on your feet. I am not a troll person, master. I am just size submissive and real sock worshiping slave type. I am a 46-year-old master. Okay. Yeah, no socks. When I played pickleball, I was gonna wear my new Adidas. I found some finally decent Adidas ankle socks, but I was like, fuck, I've been wearing these Champion. And I'll tell you what's not here is short short Nike socks. I cannot find up here. The outlets ain't got them. I haven't checked Kohl's, but not finding short Nike socks. All my Nike socks I've been bought is fucking long as hell. I don't wear socks in my house. That's a good point. No, I'm not on Instagram. I don't fuck with Instagram. I mean, I probably got an old account from Facebook, but never been on it. Don't know how to use it. Nah, I do Facebook, and I ain't posted on Facebook in over a year, so don't really do Facebook. But no, I don't do Instagram. Sorry, I don't do Instagram either. Maybe I should, but don't. Don't have TikTok. Don't have that shit either. People send me shit. The Awakened one, she's always sending me some shit from somebody. And then she's like, did you watch it? I'm like, chick, you done sent me 15 things. Give me time to watch this stuff. No, but she's great. I got to have her back on here. But she's on Eastern time, so I come on a little late. I'd have to do an early show. But she's still doing her thing, you know, doing readings for people. You know, we talk. So I got to call her back. One Divineness, I haven't talked to her since last year. You know, he's kind of talking a little bit. But when that broke up, so I don't know if she has a channel. I couldn't tell you, you know, or I would give her some props. People want to go to her. She seemed pretty good in meditation. I got to meditate good for a good 45, 50 minutes today, though. Great meditation today. But I'm going a little longer. Well, I'm going to end this here. I've read Mora long enough. You haven't heard Mora, go to hear my other shows to get it. So I'm not going to end anymore. So yeah, it's been the Chocolate Mountain Show. Thank y'all for catching me. Tomorrow I should be on around the same time. I think that's all I had. Till we meet again, say less. Any kind of sock, silk shoe that's on the casual or ankle socks. I wish you pair on your feet. I'm going, bro. So thank you anyway. Say less.